Good morning, dear students. This video is part 2 of chapter 9, Reproduction in Animals. In previous video, part 1, we discussed about the modes of reproduction in animals. We discussed what is fertilization and where fertilization can take place. So let's start with the revision of fertilization. So fertilization is the process in which a male gamete fuses with a female gamete to form zygote. And when the fertilization takes place inside the female body, we call it internal fertilization. For example, internal fertilization takes place in cow, dogs, cats, and also in human beings. But when the fertilization takes place outside the female body, we call it external fertilization. It mostly takes place in the aquatic animals like fish, starfish, etc. In frogs also external fertilization takes place. Okay, now after understanding the fertilization, let's discuss about the development of embryo. If we talk about the human beings, in the human beings internal fertilization takes place and the embryo develops inside the body of the female. Okay, so human beings give birth to the baby. Okay, but if we talk about the hen, in hen also internal fertilization takes place, but hen lays egg and the development of the embryo takes place outside the body of hen. Okay, so hen lays egg. So there are some animals like dog, cat, etc. in which development of the embryo takes place inside the body of that animal. But there are some animals which lays eggs. So depending on this, animals have been categorized into two categories, viviparous animals and oviparous animals. So the animals which give birth to their young ones are called as viviparous animals. For example, cow, dog, cat, and human beings, etc. But if we talk about the oviparous animals are the animals which lays eggs. For example, hen, birds, etc. I hope this is clear. Now coming to the next topic, metamorphosis. Okay, metamorphosis means in some animals, the young ones, they totally look different from the adult ones. Okay, so the young ones, if we take example of the frog, if you will see the young one of the frog that has just hatched from the egg, it will totally look different from the adult frog. Okay, so this is the life cycle of the frog. We will see it. We will see in book. The diagram has been given. I have just named the different stages of the life cycle of the frog. Diagram is given in the book on page number 112. P112. You can see here. If we see the life cycle of frog, here you can see first here is the egg mass. Okay, egg mass means a female frog lays hundreds of eggs in water. Okay, why hundreds of eggs? Because female frog is laying the eggs in the water outside the body. Okay, and these eggs will be exposed to the water movements, rainfall, wind, etc. And there is the danger that these eggs may be damaged by the other aquatic animals. Okay, so that's why the female frog, it lays hundreds of eggs in the water so that few of them can be fertilized by the sperm of the male frog. So what happens when the female frog, it lays hundreds of eggs in the water? Few of them gets fertilized by the sperm of the male frog. Okay, then after fertilization, development of the embryo takes place inside the egg, and then when development is complete, the frog's egg, they hatch to form the tadpoles. Tadpole, what is the tadpole? The young one that has just hatched out of the eggs of the frog. That is tadpole, or we can call it tadpole larva. Okay, so here you can see in your books. So that this is the tadpole larva. Okay, see it looks so different from the adult frog. It will start developing, and you will see after few days it will be like this. You can see here now the legs have also grown. Then it will grow into the young frog, and finally it will grow into the adult frog. So what is metamorphosis? The process of the transformation of larva into the adult through the different stages of the drastic changes is known as metamorphosis. So here you can see the tadpole larva. It looks so different from the adult frog. Okay, So it grows into the tadpole with the legs, then it grows into the young frog, and finally it grows into the adult frog. So you can see there are the different stages of the changes, of the drastic changes in the life cycle of the frog. But if we talk about the human beings, the baby that has the baby of the human being at the time of the birth has the same body structure as the baby who has grown as the baby when he has become adult. Okay, so if we will see the body structure of the baby at the time of the birth, and if we see the body structure of the same baby when the baby has grown into adult, the body structure remains same. There may be some changes, increase in height, increase in weight. Yes, these changes will be there, but body structure remains the same. Baby will also have the 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head, 2 ears, 2 eyes, etc. And when the same baby will become adult, will also have the same body structure. But in case of the frog, as we saw in the life cycle of the frog, initially when the tadpole, the young one of the frog, okay, is the tadpole. Young one of the frog that has just hatched out of the egg is the tadpole. Okay, then it will grow into the tadpole with the legs, and then into the young frog, and then finally adult frog. And you can see in your book that tadpole, it looks so different from the adult frog. Okay, so this transformation of the larva into the adult through the different stages of the drastic changes is known as metamorphosis. I hope metamorphosis is clear. Okay, now the next is cloning. Okay, cloning is the technique by which the identical copy of an organism can be produced. Okay, it was first time it was done successfully by the scientist Ian Wilmot in the Scotland. Let's try to understand it. So for this process, 2 sheep were taken. Okay, Finn Dorset sheep, and the another one was Scottish blackface Eve. Eve is also sheep. Okay, so here in your book, try to see this. Dolly is the cloned animal. Okay, so this is Finn Dorset sheep. You can see the face of this sheep is white, but if we talk about this Scottish blackface Eve, this has a black face. Okay, and by the cloning process, Dolly was produced. Let's see how it happened. So one cell from the mammary gland of the Finn Dorset sheep was taken. Okay, and from the Scottish blackfish Eve, one reproductive cell was taken. Okay, or we can say the egg cell was taken. Then the nucleus from this was removed. Okay, nucleus from this egg cell was removed, and then nucleus of this sheep was taken. It was removed from there and was introduced in this egg cell of the Scottish blackface Eve. Now this egg cell of the Scottish blackface Eve, it has the nucleus of this cell, which was taken from this sheep. So this egg cell, it was implanted in the uterus of this sheep, and then the development of the embryo started taking place in the body of the sheep. And when the development was complete, the Scottish blackface sheep give birth to the baby sheep. Okay, and the name of the sheep was Dolly. If you will see in your book, here you can see this is Dolly. And you can see here very clearly, it is looking identical to the Finn Dorset sheep. Okay, whereas the birth was given by the Scottish blackface sheep, but Dolly is looking identical to the Finn Dorset sheep. Why is it so? Because the nucleus was taken from the cell of this sheep, and the characteristics, they are based on the nucleus. Okay, so that's why the Dolly was identical to the Finn Dorset sheep, because the nucleus was taken from the cell of this sheep. Okay, so like this, with the help of the cloning process, the identical organisms, identical animals can be produced. Now you might be thinking it's a very amazing and interesting process, but in this also many problems are involved in this process. The cloned animals, they generally they cannot survive for the long time. Dolly also could not survive for long time. She died with the disease, with lung disease. Okay, so the many cloned animals, they die during the pregnancy, and the many cloned animals, they take birth with the defects, and many cannot survive for the long time. So there are the many problems involved in this process also. Okay, so dear students, here chapter 9, reproduction in animals, it is complete. This is all for today. Thank you.